Welcome to r/Tales from the Customer. It is a place for customers to vent and rage, and even smile about their customer service experiences. And the first story is, wait, I have a personal trainer? A story of financial loss and weight gain. Also, buckle up, this is a long one. So this story takes place a few years ago, around the time of year where people start having dreams of weight loss journeys. You know the one. My wife and I, both inspired to shape ourselves up, paid a visit to a newly opened chain gym near our home. The gym shall be known as Gym. Gym is a pretty standard chain with all the works, and they were offering a discount for couples. Score! The employee we spoke with was nice enough, gave us a tour, told us what pricing options there were, overall a fairly standard visit. We signed the paperwork, got our keyring IDs, and headed home. Now, something that Gym did for all new members was to sign us up to a free personal training session, an hour-long sales pitch. I decided to just try it out, as I had never had a trainer before. The man that greeted me at the session was your stereotypical gym bro, complete with copious usage of the word bro. He will be known as Mr. Bro. Mr. Bro ran me through what I can only describe as an extremely intense workout, which I was unable to finish. This included an hour run, nearly 100 push-ups and squats, a full 5-exercise arm workout, after which he tried to tell me we were going to work legs. Upon declining the rest of the workout, Mr. Bro started in with his pitch. Mr. Bro, I guess you really need some PT hours, huh? You should be able to finish this, even if you haven't been here to the gym in a while. How many can I sign you up for, bro? Me, I'm good, thanks for the advice. And with that, I walked slowly back to my car and quickly forgot about the exchange. Fast forward about 6 months. My dreams of a total body transformation have faded away, and with it, any thoughts about the gym. That is until I received a charge of $200 on my credit card from an unknown company. I look up the number for the company and find out that they provide billing service for Gym. I call Gym up and get told that it's a yearly membership fee on top of what we already pay monthly. I look into it and see that it is in fact in my contract and begrudgingly let it go. Now that was the event that put this next set of events into motion. During the time I spent researching the first $200 charge, I started going through my bank statements, just in case there were other fun fees I had been missing. Boy oh boy were there. During my short 15-minute skim of the previous month's bank statements, I found 2 charges, each over $30 from this same company. I checked the month before, same thing. Month before that, again, same thing. At this point, I called Gym to find out what the heck has been going on. The front desk person answers, and I immediately asked to speak with the manager. I will be me, and the gym manager will be GM. Gym manager, hi there, how can I help? Me, I'm just going over some of my credit card charges, and I'm finding several charges a month from your gym. Do you have any idea what they could be? Gym manager proceeds to take my information, pulls up my profile, and answers. Gym manager, are they charges for about $30 each twice a month? Me, yes. Gym manager, okay then, what's the issue? That's the normal rate for personal training. Me, what personal training? The only session I've ever done was the free one 6 months back. Gym manager, I'm not sure what to tell you. I have your signature right here on the personal training contract. Me, contract? What? I never signed up for any personal training. Gym manager, look sir, I can't let you out of your contract just because you haven't been consistent with your sessions. That's not how it works. Me, send me the contract. I know I didn't sign anything. I should note that my tone wasn't very calm nor patient during this call. The gym manager emails me the contract in question, and what do you know, it's signed, with someone else's signature entirely. The signature on the contract doesn't even come close to looking like mine does. To even compare the two would be ridiculous. I call Gym back and essentially get told to pound sand. They have my signature, there's nothing they can do. After this, I was mad. Like stay up all night ruminating over how to get revenge mad. This rumination helped me remember something. I scanned my original gym contract. I scanned it at the gym using my phone. The proof I needed was on the very phone I had called Gym on. Poetic success. The next day, I called Gym manager back after having emailed my original contract to him, and get this exchange. Gym manager, those are different. However, I have no authority to let you out of the personal training contract. That has to be done by a regional manager, RM. Me, okay, when can I talk with them? Gym manager, I can't give his contact information out. I'll email him about the situation and tell him to contact you. I think he might be on vacation, so it shouldn't be more than a few weeks. That's right, a few weeks. I wasn't about to let this get swept under the rug, but in order to keep things orderly, I thanked Gym manager and hung up the phone. This is where I went to work. I spent a few hours poring over 6 months worth of credit card statements, highlighting every change I could find from Gym. In total, they had stolen over $300 from me since I signed up. After this, I sent an email to a local news station explaining the situation. This news channel has an On Your Side series in which they help people deal with bad business practices. It wasn't even a full day before I received a call from the station telling me they were interested in my story. A few more days pass and a 2-person camera crew is at my door, ready for an interview. They get my story, my documents, some dramatic shots of me walking my dogs, and are off. I'm told the story will air in a week's time. During this time, I hear nothing from gym manager or regional manager. Finally, the interview airs. I'm recognized in the streets, signing autographs, attending elite galas. Okay, not really. But it was a big hit with the family. The very next day, I get a call from someone identifying themselves as the Southwestern VP of Gym, or VP for short. VP, I am incredibly sorry for the situation. I hadn't even been informed of it until I saw it on the evening news. Me, strange, I had informed General Manager, who said he informed Regional Manager. VP, again, I apologize. I think I can explain what happened to you. The employee that gave you a personal training session, Mr. Bro, has been faking signatures on these contracts for quite some time now. You're the first person to actually notice. We've obviously terminated him, and although I cannot give you the details, I can tell you that his life is undergoing very drastic changes at the moment. After this call, I was given a free 2-year membership with the gym and a full refund within 24 hours. Remember, always keep your contracts. 2 years later, and I still haven't experienced my total body transformation. The second story is, how fast is your Wi-Fi? I was shopping at a large retail store that is famous for wearing blue vests and yellow asterisks in the store logo for some Freon, as I needed some when my car ran out. I live in Minnesota and it has been very hot this week, and we need our air conditioning in the summertime. I work as a courier, so I have to spend all day in my car and feels like I'm being cooked alive. I choose this store because it was very close by, and I suppose I could have gone to an auto parts store instead, but how would I know this was about to happen? Here is our cast. Me equals OP. SP equals random salesperson. SM equals store manager. So I was on my way to the auto care section when a random guy stops me. Salesperson asks me, how fast is your Wi-Fi? Now a little bit of r/I don't work here lady ensues. I assume this random guy thinks that I work here because I get this a lot. As I said before, I work as a courier and was in full uniform with my badge clearly displayed. I was planning on going right back to work immediately after this errand. I get paid on commission and I just received an order on my courier app, so I was eager to get back to work. If any of you work for a courier or even restaurant delivery service, then you know what I'm talking about. Me, I don't work here. I'm programmed to say that these days because I do get this a lot. Salesperson, I know you don't work here. How fast is your Wi-Fi? At this point, I look at what he's wearing and he is all dressed up, and now I assume he is a manager asking if I need help. But then I realize he was asking me how fast my Wi-Fi is because he's a random salesperson and trying to sell me services. Me, I don't have time for this, I'm on the clock. A lie, I'm a contractor, but still considered myself to be working, since it was supposed to be a quick errand. Salesperson, who's your service provider? Me, CenturyLink, but that's the only service we can get in our area. This part is true. Salesperson, if you can tell me your address, I can tell you if our services are available for you. Me, I don't have time for this, I'm on the clock. Salesperson, this won't take that much time, I just need your address. Me, but I can't get any other service in my area. Salesperson, this will not take very long, just tell me what your address is and we can get you on your way quickly. This is where things get interesting. I become the irate customer. I don't normally become irate, but I know what is going to happen here, and this is where I lose it. I don't like pushy salespeople. The bottom line is if you push me, I push back. Me, you may tell me this is not going to take much time, but if I give you my address and if I am eligible for your service, you're going to waste more of my time trying to sell me your services. I'm not stupid, I know how this works. I was a telemarketer to a couple of months before I went back to being a courier, so I knew where this was going. Salesperson, I promise you this will not take too much time, and I am not here to sell you anything. Note, anytime someone tells you they're not trying to sell you something, usually means they are trying to sell you, and just trying to keep your attention long enough for you to change your mind. Me yelling at the salesperson. I already told you I don't have time. I already told you I can't get any other service where I live. Stop trying to sell me your service and go after someone else. You're not going to sell anything to me today or any other day. This is when the store manager shows up. Store manager, what's going on here? Me to store manager. He's trying to sell me services and I tell him that I don't have time for this and that I need to get back to work, but he keeps on insisting for my address, even when I tell him we can't get any other services in my area. I'm trying to be reasonable to the store manager because I know he does not get paid enough to deal with this crap. Store manager to salesperson. Is this true? Salesperson. All I was doing is trying to see if we can get him better service. Store manager. I'll deal with you later. The store manager then turns to me and asks, is there anything I can help you with? Me as I point to my phone, as I had the item pulled up on the store's app. I was looking for this item and I need it really bad, so I can get back to work. The store manager must have known I was a courier because he saw my uniform and helped me in the auto care department and got the Freon. I thanked him and went on my way. I went to the self-checkout line to pay for the Freon, and by the time I was on my way out the door, I saw the store manager escorting the salesperson and his coworker out the front door. The two salespeople were trying to convince the store manager to let them stay, but were reminded that they were warned before about harassing customers, who clearly were not interested in buying their services. I guess the store manager didn't want this to reflect badly on his place of work. Note: I knew I could have just given the salesperson my address and then he would just leave me alone, after finding out that they wouldn't service my area, but I wanted a chance to stand up for myself and to tell a salesperson off. I take so much crap in my life, so I figured who better to give crap back to than a random salesperson who actually deserves it. The third story is, sometimes the old person wants to talk to you for a very good reason after the sale. This is my father's story, and I think it will always stick with me. Working in retail, it served as a reminder that every message deserves a callback, even when you know what the end result will be. 6 years ago, he purchased a tablet from a well-known fruit company. He bought it and also purchased a Bluetooth keyboard that worked perfectly with his tablet. He was 65 at the time, and his first response anytime he ran into a tech problem was to Google it, from either his laptop or his smartphone. It made my life really easy, as I only received tech support calls from him when it was a real head-scratcher. So he arrived at home and set up his fruit pad on his Wi-Fi network and signed into his fruit ID. Everything was going fine until he looked at his receipt. He called the store and was greeted by an Orchard employee who promised to pass the message on to the sales rep to call my father back that day. He didn't. We all know and dread the call back the same day you make a sale to an older person, because we all know fruit hit the fan and we don't get paid to support ignorance. Over the next week, my dad called back 3 times to get the sales rep to call him back, but he never received a call back. Once the weekend hit, he drove into the city and went to the store with the boxed up fruit pad and Bluetooth keyboard, asking to speak to the sales rep on the receipt. Let's face it, we all know how much we dread it when we see a customer walking in with a receipt and everything we just sold them. We know exactly where this is going. Eventually, the rep came out and tried to softball a "I'm sorry, I've been busy, I meant to call you" pitch. My dad is about as offensive as a cold glass of water on a hot day, and he just smiled and responded, "That's okay, I've been trying to get a hold of you because you forgot to charge me for the Bluetooth keyboard. I was willing to give you my credit card over the phone, but I wanted to come down and pay for it to make sure you didn't get in trouble." He's 71 now and still is about as offensive as that cold glass of water. Don't forget to call your customers back. Sometimes they just want to help you. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.